Man, this is wild. I can't believe this, man. This is crazy. Yeah, what's good, man? Whoever's in the lobby with me, man, I appreciate you coming in. I see two people in here, man. Definitely spread the word. I appreciate you guys. We gotta talk about this Andrew Luck, man. This is crazy. So, man, what y'all think, man? This is insane. Andrew Luck retiring, man. I ain't never think, man. I have never been more shocked in my life behind this. This is wild. Andrew Luck retiring is the craziest thing I've ever seen in a minute, man, NFL wise. You know, I thought the news with Antonio Brown and his helmet thing was crazy this summer, but man, this takes the cake. This takes the cake. This takes the cake, man. I look. I've been covering sports for about 10 years now, and shout out to the Mo Sports Talk crew. I love you guys. You already know what the deal is, but I have never, ever in my life seen anything like this. Now I cover the NBA, so I cover the Major League Baseball and the NBA, and I have never seen anything like this. Where in the middle of the season, I cover the NBA. I cover the Major League Baseball. So like, the NBA. It's just this is crazy. Like this, where in the middle. Hold on one second. I'm gonna put the camera on real quick. All right, there we go. No, I'm not too young for Barry Sanders. Actually, I was out of high school when Barry Sanders retired, man. So, yeah, I mean, the Barry Sanders thing was more of a like he was in what year was that? Year 9, year 10. I mean, Andrew Luck just came back from a devastating shoulder injury, right? And I never would have envisioned him retiring. Like, if you'd have told me 3 years ago, right? Let's go back 3 years. RG3 was going through all his injuries, and you know, Tom Brady, we didn't know if he was going to retire or not. And told me that Andrew Luck wouldn't be in the league anymore, and RG3 would still be in the league, and Tom Brady is still in the league, and it's amazing, and I hate it for the Indianapolis Colts franchise. And look, before I get started, much love to Andrew Luck and his decision making on that. Like I said, we don't know the severity of his injuries, what kind of toll that took on him as a person, more than anything. He had that devastating shoulder injury, and I know a couple of guys who have had that similar injury, and that was something that probably took a lot of work to get back from. And he had that knee injury, so I just think that, like, man, this is something unique, man, because like the season's like 2.5, 3 weeks away. All right, Cruz, let me see what you say. I think he feels he has held up the team long enough, making his comeback and being injured again sealed it for him long term health. Yeah, I mean, he may be just tired, dog. Like, it's a simple thing, man. Like, I know a lot of guys that didn't quit when they should have quit. That makes sense. Um, Me covering the NBA, as long as I have, I've seen guys who have played and went through adversity. Like, a good example is Derrick Rose. You know, Derrick Rose has been through some devastating knee and leg injuries, and he continues to keep going. Like, he has a passion, he has a will. I've interviewed Derrick Rose several times, and you know, off camera, off the record, Derrick Rose has always been a guy that has been more consistent about, you know, keeping himself in the game of basketball. I mean, it's his life. I mean, Andrew Luck is a very smart guy, so I just think that maybe some sort of coaching job will be in his future. Um, I just think that, man, like, this is a weird outcome for him. Yeah, Cruz, I agree with you. He's a very intelligent guy, Stanford education. He thought about his health. But for me, I just wonder what the Colts think. And I know they can't be selfish about this, but if you're the Colts, you're 2 weeks away from this season, and now Jacoby Brissett is your starting quarterback instead of having, you know, Andrew Luck. That changes your whole season. And look, luckily we're going into an NFL draft next year that could have I don't know if Trevor Lawrence is actually eligible yet, but I do know that Tua, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be available. The Alabama QB. So there's going to be some quarterbacks available. Um, man, I just would never thought now. If we went into the season, or after the season saying, hey, he's going to retire, then I would have thought about this differently. But from what I was understanding, that he hadn't practiced since July 28th. He had an ankle injury this time, and maybe that was the final straw. Yeah, I agree with you, Cruz. I think it may be in this. I think it may be in his mind now. I think it's a mental thing for him, man. I think that he can't handle it. Like I think that it, being from Dallas, Tony Romo comes to my mind about this because Tony Romo played with a lot of injuries. Obviously, the back injury. He had the puncture lung and the crack rib injury. He's had those shoulder injuries. And Tony Romo, I don't know if he was forced to retire because of the Dak Prescott thing, but he was a guy that wanted to continue to keep playing. And, the unfortunate thing is this in sports in general. I have an opportunity of seeing players and former players come back to the games and watch, and half of those guys can't even walk anymore. They look like they could barely even move around. So, I mean, for Andrew Luck, I think that he's doing the right thing for him mentally and physically. I think it's unfortunate, man, because this is why I don't do fantasy football drafts until the last week of the preseason. Because could you imagine being in a pay league and you drafted Andrew Luck and he's your QB for your fantasy league? You're done. Today, unless case you luck up and find somebody, and you better hope that you're not in a 12-team league or anything like that, you are done. When I tell you that, you are done. But I appreciate everybody that's watching right now. Definitely, if you haven't subscribe to the channel. Man, this is crazy, man. And yeah, Cruz, I'm with you, man. The Colts, man, they had a lot of money going into free agency. They didn't really spend as much as I thought they would. I think they still got a lot of money, but they got some nice pieces on defense. They had that linebacker. They got obviously T.Y. Hilton. The list goes on with the players they got on that team. They got a nice running back combo duo, and man, it kind of like everything was going to line itself for them to make the playoffs because Jacksonville, we don't know how good they're going to be. Obviously, they got a good defense and they got Nick Foles, but we didn't know, and I don't think any of us had Tennessee very high. And I mean, Houston, after they with Lamar Miller, man, I don't know. All right, let's see. Caesar Augustus. Andrew Luck will probably come back in 2 or 3 years. Nightmare scenario. Belichick somehow gets him to replace Brady. Dude, if that happens, I would freak out. And you know what? It wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me. But I wonder, man, that would be crazy. Like, if you're an Indianapolis Colts fan, you would have to, hate. You would have to hate the New England Patriots for that reason. Because, that, man, I give you on that one, Caesar, man. That is a good scenario. But honestly, yeah, I'm with Cruz on this one. I don't think he's going to come back, man. This is one of those deals where I think he's a guy that's wired a little different, if that makes sense. I was reading some of my comments. I see that somebody mentioned this could be Cam Newton in a few years or in a year. And I mean, look, Cam he's taken a physical beating on his body. He's gotten smaller for his frame and everything to be more, I guess, mobile or flex. I don't know what he's doing with his body, but yeah, man, this is different, man. I just think that we have to look at this and I don't know what to say at this point, man. I'm in shock right now because I never would have thought he would retire right now. If Tom Brady would have came out and been like, hey man, I'm done. I'd be like, okay, man, he's 40 something, right? Forrest Gump meme. All right, I'm gonna check it out. But yeah, man, this is wow. I don't know, man. This gotta suck, man. If you're in a fantasy league, imagine being in a big league. I'm in one league that we pay $75 a head. Could you imagine being and done a fantasy draft? That's why I tell people all the time. Words of advice: don't do a fantasy draft until the last week of the preseason. They finally cut everybody and get everything going. Because I'm telling you, these type of things can ruin somebody's. Like, dude, imagine if you paid all this money and you're in a 12-team league and Andrew Luck was your franchise quarterback for your fantasy league, or your quarterback for your fantasy league. You are screwed unless case you get lucky and find your Pat Mahomes or whatever. Man. Oh man. OJ drafted him. Well, I'm not gonna say anything because I respect OJ and y'all know what OJ is about. This may be the trend heading to the NFL, like players dictating the NBA. Okay, well, I kind of agree with you on that because Patrick Willis retired from all the concussions. I really thought Luke Kuechly was going to retire from him. He's still playing. One that comes to mind, and I'm going to tell you guys I'm not saying he should retire, but I just know he has a lot of issues with these concussions, is Jordan Reed. And that's the tight end from the Washington Redskins. He's the guy that definitely comes to mind as one of those guys that could retire. Yo, 503 was good, bro. Yeah, this is crazy, man. Yeah, the Jim Brown thing. Yeah, man. The Jim Brown thing is, I don't know if that was just the timing of that because that was during that time. Yeah. Because, like, even the Barry Sanders thing kind of caught me off guard. And I was a little bit younger then, but Barry Sanders had already kind of established himself. Like, I'm not saying Andrew Luck hadn't established himself. I mean, Andrew Luck has been a great quarterback, but, man, if you'd have told me this more, I swear, if you were a Vegas bettor and you said RG3 will be in the league more years than Andrew Luck, I would have looked at you and took that bet. Nah, because the thing with Peyton was this, man. He had that neck fusion injury and that neck injury. And Andrew, I mean, we all would like to have the scenario that Aaron Rodgers had where he sat behind Brett Favre and learned, but I mean, we saw Peyton in them last days with Denver. He was nowhere near the guy he was. Now, from an intelligence standpoint of learning the game, yeah, that'd have been great, but who would have thought Peyton would I don't think Peyton would have been on the field for the coach because the coach was going through a transition where they were losing all their guys. And yeah, man, Andrew Luck came in and had instant success. Him and, of course, it was him and RG3 in that draft. And man, you know what? There's going to be a 30 for 30 on that draft. I'm calling it right now. I wish I had the money to fund that because I would love to talk about those two and how less than 10 years later, none of those guys are going to probably be what we thought they were. Unless case Andrew Luck's come back because, like, look, RG3 is not a Hall of Famer, especially in NFL. Now, college, he may be, but NFL, he's not. But Andrew Luck, man, like, he defied odds and, he came back from that shoulder injury and those surgeries, and now we're here. Yeah, Peyton did set the record that year after he left the Colts, but, man, he was definitely done. That year he won the Super Bowl, he was that. Look, he had no business. Like, he was like the last reason why they won the Super Bowl. If that makes sense. And that's crazy, Cruz, that you say that. Luck who we thought he was. The coach just had no line, and they kept holding the ball too long because it was a bad team. It's crazy because they drafted Costanzo, I believe, the lineman. They drafted the lineman, and they tried later, and it was too late. I mean, obviously it was too late now. I'm thinking about it, but yeah, you got to protect your investment, man. Like, I look at a lot of quarterbacks in the league, and I'll give you a good example. So, like, Dak Prescott comes to mind, right? Dak Prescott maybe have the best situation ever as a quarterback. I think in NFL history, personally. Like, you just don't walk to a team where, okay, let me rephrase that. So Dak walked into a team that had, at the time, Dez Bryant, who was coming off a Pro Bowl year. He had Ezekiel Elliott, who many regard as the best running back in football. That's debatable. And he had that offensive line. They put pieces around him. He came in, Dak came into a well-oiled machine. He came into Tony Romo's machine, and he hadn't had the injuries, and that's one thing I think Dak is underrated on. His durability is probably his biggest attribute to me personally because he doesn't get hurt. Whereas Andrew Luck, he walked into the league. I think he did have Reggie Wayne, and I think T.Y. Hilton was in the league already, but he wasn't T.Y. Hilton that we know of now. But, mean, they didn't have the offensive line, and the running game was, and yeah, man, he's done. Like, and Andrew Luck took a beating, man. Like, he took a beating. Like, and I'm glad one of you guys mentioned earlier about Cam Newton because Cam Newton has that same kind of like, man, his body has went through so much. He's already in a walking boot. And we're not even in the season yet. He's already I'm pretty sure he's gonna be fine. But yeah. It was good, Mike G. Appreciate you coming in, dog. But yeah, man, I don't know what to think about. You know, I know what to think about. Let me say this. I know it was a good decision on his behalf if he didn't feel healthy enough to, play football. But man, if you're the Colts right now, this either the Colts had to know something was gonna happen or this is insane. Because like I don't imagine them trying to say, hey man, we walking into the season with Jacoby Brissett. Now, I got a scenario for you guys, and I want to see if you guys think this is a good idea. So, obviously, now the Colts are going to have to go through a rebuild. I won't say a rebuild. They just find a quarterback. Now, who's available? Well, we're pretty slim on who's really available because, Nick Foles would have been a good, temporary replacement right now, but no, and he didn't. Okay, yeah, Cruz, he never played any preseason. He hadn't practiced since July 28th. All right, Zach, you think but Zach, you got to remember, he was with the New England Patriots when he did that. I think he went like 4-0. He had a couple of games where he did really good, but that's the New England Patriots, man. Like, and I don't know about that. The coach, what's his name? He's the former Buffalo Bill. Frank Reich. Is it Frank Reich? Yeah, the former Buffalo Bills backup quarterback. He's an amazing coach. I think he was a part of that Eagle staff that won the Super Bowl. But yeah, man, I don't see it, dog. Like, they're gonna have to figure out what they're gonna do. Like, are they gonna tank now? Like, do you trade a guy like T.Y. Hilton and say, you know what? We ain't gonna do nothing. We can get another pick for him and you rebuild because they got a nice couple players on that defense. That linebacker Leonard, he's really good. Colin Kaepernick. All right. My thing on that is gonna be this. As much as I think Colin Kaepernick could be in the NFL, obviously as a quarterback, can he start? It's been a while since he touched the NFL field, so yeah, he's a big possibility. Look, man, now these backup quarterbacks that are hot commodities could be easy like targets for them. Personally, like, look, man, I'm a Cowboy fan, and I don't know if the Cowboys really want to pay Dak Prescott all this money that he wants. Do I think he deserves it? That's another story. I think because he's able to stay on the field, that puts a lot of things on him to make that easy case. But man, if I'm the Cowboys, like, look, bro, yeah, you can probably trade him right now. I guarantee you right now, the Colts will be happy to pay him $30+ million a year. So I don't know, man. Colin Kaepernick is a good name. I'm trying to think who's a good backup. Oh, well, obviously the Dolphins got Ryan Fitzpatrick, which they got Josh Rosen from the Cardinals last year. So Ryan Fitzpatrick could have been a nice one. Man, yeah, this is wild, man. Like, I don't know what you do. Yeah, I don't think nobody's straight for it, especially now because you getting the backup now means he's had to learn a whole new playbook. So you might as well just ride it out with Jacoby Brissett and maybe Jacoby pans out. That would be crazy. And he pans out. That would be insane. I'm trying to think who else you could do. You can go out the. You would have to. I think it's more about the draft. I know Tua is coming out. I don't think Trevor Lawrence from Clemson is available until the next following year. So Trevor Lawrence would be amazing. Look, man, I would tank for Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is the real deal. I don't know if you guys ever seen Trevor Lawrence before, but yeah, Trevor Lawrence is the real deal. Yeah, dog. Yeah, I think it would be Tua. You could try to play the Ravens offense. I bet a lot of guys are out there Yeah, man, the Ravens. But the thing with this is this. I don't think they can do so. Lamar Jackson ran the ball a lot last year in that short amount of time. There is no way they can do that consistently every week. He would die. Like you think like we talk about RG3, we talk about Andrew Luck, we'll be talking about the same thing with him. And it's this is crazy, man. Because like I'm trying to think in other sports has this ever happened. NBA it never really happens because you kind of know it's coming because guys have knee injuries and they kind of try to fight through it. But man, like this is wild because this is a guy that we consider one of the. I mean, many will say five best quarterbacks in football when healthy. Yeah, the Magic Johnson thing was a shock, and I can only imagine. You know what? Unfortunately, social media today would be insane because the jokes would fly with Magic. But man, yeah, that Magic Johnson thing was crazy. Yo, what's good, Ellis? Yeah, man, we talk about this retirement, man. This is wild. Nah, man, he not going to the XFL. Nah, not a chance. He won't even make as much half the money he makes. But my man's in the chat has said that Andrew Luck would go to the Patriots, come back 2 years later and be like, "Hey, Bill Belichick would be like, yeah, we could use you now," and I would, that would be devastating. If you're a coach saying that, dude, that's the most devastating thing ever. And he wins the Super Bowl, right? But yeah, man, I think that we this is unique, man. But yeah, the Magic Johnson retirement thing was yeah, that because nobody knew that he had that, and I think that that was definitely probably the biggest, probably the biggest retirement thing I think I've ever seen ever. Yeah, Magic Johnson's definitely there because Magic Johnson was literally the face of the NBA, not naming Michael Jordan, right? And during that time, Larry Bird was on his last wheel. Magic really didn't have any health issues or injuries to his body outside of having HIV. So yeah, that Magic Johnson thing kind of changed the NBA because if you think about it, the Lakers really never recovered from that until obviously Shaq and Kobe come along, and you know that happened. So yeah, man, I think for me in sports, I had to go back and look at some retirements, some shocking retirements. This is easily top five. Yeah, Paul, I got you, bro. What's up, Neil? But yeah, man, I don't know, y'all, man. Y'all got to tell me, man, because this one's gonna be, dude. I ain't never playing with the. Let's see, Panthers could trade Cam to the Colts. Hmm. My question is this: if you trade Cam Newton to the Colts, if I'm the Colts, I have to wonder. Cam is already hurt, dog. Like, think about this. Cam is in a walking boot. Cam is in a walking boot. I don't know if that's gonna work. Like, if I'm the coach, man, I'm staying away from guys that are almost done. Like, I'm not saying Cam Newton's almost done, but look, his body is taking a beating. Cam Newton is a physical freak, a specimen, and you know, he's almost done. So, nah, I can't see the trade of him. But I do have one interesting name to watch out for. And I got a hot take prediction on who the coach could go after. And I'm not saying he's the prototypical backup or prototypical starter anymore because he's not as good as he, I guess you could say, ever was. But what if the coach went after Eli Manning? Just think about that one for a minute. Eli Manning. So I'm gonna give you a reason why I think they would go after Eli Manning. Well, you would need to groom him the quarterback, right? If you're gonna draft Tua next year. Eli, he has family member that played for the Colts, understands the organization. Eli's pretty much one in, one out for as like his foot in the door with the Giants. They got Daniel Jones who they're trying to groom, but wouldn't it like if you're the Colts or if you're the Giants and the Colts call and say, "Hey man, we really think we're a playoff team. We'll offer you a fourth rounder for Eli." Could you imagine that? But yeah, man. You know, Cruz, the only reason why I would say they would try to put their guy in that position is because it's a more look, I understand the narrative that you have to, you know, what's the narrative? You have to groom your guy. But man, like, I would love to see a young Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, which, Sterling Shepard. They got a young team, Evan Ingram. I would like to see those guys all be out there together. And I think that that's the only way you can learn. Like, I get it. Not everybody's gonna be like the Steve Youngs or the Andrew Lucks of the world. Not the Andrew Lucks, I'm sorry, the Aaron Rodgers of the world who come in and they're groomed to sit behind a guy. I just think that, man, sometimes you gotta just throw him out to the wolves, bro. Like, you gotta learn some way. Like, look, man, it's worked for several teams. It's worked for several teams. I mean, Philip Rivers came in and was like, look, it was him and Doug Flutie. No, it was him and Drew Brees, I'm sorry, competing. Now, obviously, Drew Brees had the injury and Philip Rivers was the guy. So, I don't know, man. Like, oh, you talking about Case Keenum? No, Case Keenum was in Minnesota. No, Case Keenum, right? You talking about Case Keenum? Who started? Where did Case Keenum start at last year? Was it Denver? Yeah, Case Keenum. Yeah, it was Case Keenum. Yeah, so but Case Keenum plays for Washington. You may have something there with them, buddy, because I don't know if they like their quarterback now because they got that kid from Ohio State. Now he's in Washington now. So I think he's in Washington. Or maybe he is in Denver. No, he's in Washington. He's in Washington. Because the quarterback from Ohio State last year was the guy they drafted. So, yeah, Case Keenum is another name. So, man, I don't know. I got a scenario for you guys. All right, so I got another quarterback. And obviously another injury-prone quarterback, but he has a contract on his hand that they probably don't want to pay him anymore. What about Matt Stafford? Anybody like the Matt Stafford to the Colts? I mean, look, Detroit ain't going anywhere. I don't know what they will want for Matt Stafford, but I'm sure some cap relief would be great. You think he's that franchise player at this point? I mean, I'm looking at Detroit. I'm like, bruh, I could probably name at least three guys on that team that's better than him. I mean, they're not quarterbacks, obviously, but I mean, Darius Slay. They got a couple names over there. They got a couple guys over there that are pretty good, but I just can't say my. You know what? One just came to my mind. This sounds crazy because I know they just gave him a deal, right? But like, he didn't work out where he's at now. But what about Jameis Winston? Like, could they trade for Jameis Winston? I know he just signed a deal, right? But and he hadn't worked out. He's been terrible with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Well, why not? If you can give up a third or fourth round and be like, hey, man, we'll see if this actually works, why not? Yeah, Case Keenum is playing for the Redskins. You are correct on that. Yeah, Case Keenum would be a good name. I mean, he's a temporary fix, but I think that Washington's trying to. I don't know if they even comfortable with the quarterback right now. Yeah, I know. Jameis is bad, but I mean, change the scenery could change that, right? I think Jameis is terrible, but Oh, you talking about Case Keenum is terrible? Oh, well, I mean, he did have a fluke season, right, with Minnesota. Was that a fluke season? I'm trying to think who's out there, man. Okay, I'm going down my list of teams. So Eagles, Cowboys have their quarterbacks. Washington, Denver. I mean, not Washington, not Denver, but Giants. I still think this Eli Manning thing becomes interesting. I'm telling y'all, man, because think about this. I know the Giants wouldn't throw Daniel Jones out there, but Eli, what if the coach just say, hey, we're interested? Peyton could talk to him. Peyton has history with the coach, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to follow his brother's footsteps. But man, like, what if he gets benched again by the Giants? That's it for Eli, right? I'm trying to think of other teams that have quarterbacks. Oh, you know what? They probably wouldn't do it, but I would reach out to the Saints about Teddy Bridgewater. I mean, I know they got Taysom Hill and obviously Drew Brees is their quarterback, but yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm going down a list of teams in my head right now. Yeah, there's slim pickings out there, man. The quarterbacks. Phew. Like the coach gonna be drafting. I mean, this was a really bad time for that to happen. I mean, I understand Andrew Luck's case on that, but maybe this was a bad time. So yeah, man, I don't even know what to think. Like, I can't imagine being a Colts fan today and being like, "Oh, bro, Andrew Luck retired. What do we do?" But yeah, man, I don't know who could be a good replacement temporarily for them. I mean, they got Jacoby Brissett. I mean, this ain't New England though, y'all. I'm telling y'all, this ain't New England. So, who? Trying to think. I mean, you know, I know the Rams got who's the quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars all those years? He was drafted like #1. Now he's the backup for the Rams. He's Jared Goff's backup now. I'm having a brain fart. Yeah, they could have got Fitzpatrick too, man, but who knew? Like, I don't think they had a clue. Oh yeah, Blake Bortles. Yeah, I mean Blake Bortles ain't good, obviously. Well, I'm not gonna say he's not good. Let me rephrase that. But he hadn't been the guy that they thought he was, obviously, and I know he's the Rams backup now. So I mean, you can't get look. I'm not calling Jacoby Brissett trash. He's a good backup NFL quarterback, but you have to like weigh your options, right? Like, there's a few guys out there you could probably say, hey, anybody can start. Yeah, it could be temporary. I'm trying to think, man. Like, Alex Smith is not going to play football this year more than likely with that devastating ankle injury. I don't know if he's playing football anymore. I don't know who you guys think. The guy who's second string for Chargers, he played for Browns, but he had a season prior before that. Not Hoyer. Is it Brian Hoyer? Is he still in the league? Is it Brian? I don't know who it is, but I'm gonna take a. I'm not good with these backup quarterback things. Nah, Hoyer. The Heisman winner playing in Canada, Johnny. No, Johnny Manziel. No, 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 nah. Can't do it, man. I mean, obviously, I think the names that we mentioned, like Kaepernick, uh, who knows? Does Kaepernick want to? I'm not going to ask that question because I know that's like people are getting upset. But does he really want to play football? Do we know that for sure? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they could do actually. Because Arizona got Kyler Murray. Well, is Sam Bradford anybody see him right now? I mean, he probably could take. Oh, Tyrod Taylor. Yeah, that's a yeah, yeah. You proud of you. You got one there. Tyrod Taylor may be a good option for the Colts. Yeah, he may be the best option. I mean, I'm just considering what's in the league right now. I mean, that's available. But I'm telling you guys, like that Eli Manning thing is so weird to me because like if Eli were to say, okay, I'm telling y'all, could you imagine like let's say Eli gets benched week 3. They're like, no, this ain't work. We're terrible. We're gonna put Daniel Jones. If the coach come calling and saying, hey, what can we get for Eli? They probably say, hey, third or fourth rounder, fifth rounder, whatever. Some cap relief, obviously. And Eli can easily go to Peyton saying, hey, man, I was, Indianapolis. And I don't know his Peyton relationship with the Colts as of now, but I mean, he had some good standing with them prior, so why not? I mean, like, they have nothing, like, right now the Colts have nothing to lose. Like, Jacoby Brissett is a starting quarterback. What's good, Bruce? Appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, they do get cap relief because he retired. They already got a lot of cap space because I thought they were the team that was going to get Le'Veon Bell. I know they got a nice little running back there now, but I thought they were going to get Le'Veon Bell. I just knew the Colts would do it, but nobody wanted to pay the running back. So, nah. I'm trying to think who else, man. But yeah, this is crazy, man. This is like in my sports memory. I mean, obviously, I was around for the Barry Sanders retirement. I was around for the Magic Johnson retirement. Michael Jordan's retirement definitely was a shocker. Growing up, obviously, what we think of Michael Jordan, he was invincible. That was a weird time. But those guys, everybody that I'm naming, they had success. Like, Magic had proven success. Michael Jordan already had 3 championships when he first retired. Barry Sanders was regarded as probably the greatest running back ever. You know, and maybe still to some people, which I wouldn't have no issue with that. Um, with this one, it's like Andrew Luck he, started off real good, potentially could be named the best quarterback in the NFL, and had a devastating shoulder injury, came back, overcame that, and yeah, now we're here. Oh, I'll give you another one. Well, I won't say it's a shock that one happened, but when Megatron retired, when Calvin Johnson retired, but that was the thing. I think Detroit Lions, like they're no Bowman. You should not draft Andrew Luck. Please don't draft Andrew Luck. I will shoot you at work if you draft Andrew Luck. I will personally shoot you if I see you Monday. You know what? If you draft Andrew, go ahead and draft Andrew Luck. I will pay you. You know what? Join. I'm gonna start a fantasy league. $20 per person, 10 teams. We'll figure out the stats and rules. I want to do standard scoring could be fine, but I want you to draft Andrew Luck first. Well, I'll set it up to where you get the first pick, dude. If you draft Andrew Luck, that would be crazy. I'm trying to think, man. I don't remember too many other retirements that come to mind that were just like, oh, this is different because like a lot of guys who retire typically retire because like they had devastating. And some of them try to hang on. Some retire because it's just the passion of the game is gone, and then you had that one occurrence with Magic, obviously because of that. But yeah, man, I've never seen a guy because it's already we're literally 2 weeks away from the season. Yeah, what's good, Prince? Yeah, man, I'm shocked too because like if you'd have told me this in the off season, like the summer, before free agency starts, like, look, I can't play football because I don't know. I got a question for y'all in the chat, and I need everybody in the chat to answer this. He has an ankle injury right now that he hadn't practiced since July 28th, from what I understand. Out of all the injuries that he's had, he had that devastating shoulder injury. He's had several injuries. None of those forced him to retire, but an ankle injury did. What do y'all think about that? Is it more than that? I mean, I don't know. Like maybe he lost the passion of trying to rehab himself. And he's probably thinking that, you know, man, if Peyton Manning came back from 1 year, dude, he would die. When I tell y'all, if Peyton Manning comes back, I promise you. You know what, probably, I'm going to hold you up to that. If Peyton Manning comes back, I will go buy a Peyton Manning jersey, a Colts jersey, and wear it to the first game of the year for the NBA. I would. If he comes back, that would be hilarious. Yeah, because Patrick Willis retired because of a concussion cruise. Patrick Willis, man, God, that dude was a phenomenal linebacker, man. He was, Patrick Willis is unreal. And you know what? Now that becomes the question: who's next? Because guys now are like, nah, bro, I'm not doing it no more. 1 concussion, I'm good. 2 concussions, I'm good. Because like Cam Newton is a name that I mentioned earlier. Jordan Reed, I hate it. And look, I'm a Cowboy fan, but Jordan Reed is one of the best, when healthy. He's a very good tight end. And he just had another concussion. And I know last year he got his bell rocked. And I would hate for him to retire, but he's one of those guys that's right there too. And of course, Luke Kuechly. Do y'all guys remember when the Kuechly had a concussion and he started crying? Like he was like devastated about it. Like, man, I just don't know, man. Like, I've been around several football players you know, media journalistic career, journalism career. And, one guy that comes to mind that I had a conversation with was with Terrell Owens. T.O. Um, is one of my good friends. And I remember T.O. telling me it's just different. Football players are wired different. Playing hurt is like a thing for them. It's almost like getting your badge, your honor, your ribbon. Like the military guys get, and you know, you can tell those guys that, man. Huh. Do I? Let's see. Luke is my guy. Yeah, Luke Kuechly's a good guy. Knowing Gruden dude would give Carr away for peanuts. Yeah, man. Derek Carr, I wouldn't be shocked, but I think they like Derek Carr's learned the system. I think the Raiders may be a little bit better than what we think. T.O. Yeah, I know T.O. T.O.'s my good friend, man. If you go through all my social medias, Twitter and Instagram, he follows me. I got pictures with him. I've been around that dude, man. T.O. is one of the best human beings, man, that you could ever meet. People look at me like I'm crazy, but T.O. is he's an amazing guy, man. He was actually my first actual interview, believe it or not. Um, T.O. is an amazing guy. Yeah, definitely. Well deserved of being in the Hall of Fame. Has a case of being the best wide receiver ever to play. Um, it's funny because we hear the stories about T.O. being this horrible teammate, but Terrell Owens is. I talked to plenty of the players that play with him, and they all think the world of T.O. He's an amazing guy. So yeah, T.O. is T.O.'s a good guy. I wasn't at the workout outside. Me and T.O. didn't really get cool until he came to Dallas. Because I'm from Dallas, obviously, and play for the Cowboys. So yeah, I didn't know him then, but man, when I tell you T.O.'s that's a different animal, man. But that was a great moment, and I think in NFL all season history, him doing that, doing those sit ups, man, outside on the ground, man. Could you imagine him if Twitter was around when that happened? I think it may have been, but I don't know, man. Like at its peak, man. I appreciate you, King, man. Yeah, man. The whole thing with my YouTube channel is you probably already know. I talk to a lot of athletes, and we talk sneakers and gaming, and you'd be surprised at who I know and who follows me. You guys see it on my IG. Y'all can go on there, guys. Shout out to Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's one of my favorite guys to talk to um, throughout sports. He's a very good guy. Seth Curry, Langston Galloway for the Pistons. I got a lot of guys that I've gotten cool with over the years, and they're all gamers. So like that's the thing that kind of connects us together. But I appreciate you subbing, bro. Like much love to that. Teammates have to be pissed. Hmm. Nah. If and this, I hope this regards Andrew Luck. I don't know if they're going to be pissed about it because I'm pretty sure, in this case, they just didn't know. I mean, you can't be mad at them. I get it, especially okay, you know what this would be like? So, all jokes aside, the Dallas Cowboys right now are a team that you would probably consider a contender, right? All jokes aside, let's take all the jokes aside. But let's say Dak Prescott just woke up tomorrow morning and said, you know what, I'm retiring. There would be some head shakes and like, what the heck going on? Ken Carr, I don't blame him for retiring after all his injuries. I don't either, bro. Like, he had to do what he had to do, and I think that personally, I think it's bigger than that. I think that like he took a beating that one. I think that one season of that before that shoulder surgery, he took a beating, and I think that he looks at other guys across the league, man. Like look at Cam Newton. Cam Newton, he's a guy that took a beating. He's still taking a beating. Like look at Cam Newton. Cam Newton's in a walking boot today. All right, I'm back. Can you guys see me now? Just making sure everybody's there. Yeah, man, Ninja Turtles, man. You know, I hope they bring back the Turtles in Time HD again because I love that game. But yeah, man, this is wild. Oh yeah, shout out to Ken. Yeah, Ken, be sure to subscribe to the channel, man. If you haven't already, turn on that notification and appreciate that, man. But yeah, man, I don't know. And I saw somebody said he's having a kid in January and he's married. Yeah, so maybe that's a part of the decision, man, because you gotta think about your family. Like, I know plenty of basketball players that can barely walk today. What would be the story you would try to write on the news? Ah, if I was writing a story about the Andrew Luck thing, I would want to know, is this more of a future, like, look, man, I got a kid on the way. I want to be able to move and walk. This is also scary for NFL teams with players in general, man, because guys now are just like, oh, forget this. I'm quitting, bro. Like, I don't need this anymore. Well, I don't know about the next big thing because like he was already there. But when you got guys like Baker Mayfield who's coming along very well, Pat Mahomes, Pat Mahomes may be the biggest thing in the NFL right now. And I understand that Tom Brady is still existing. He's going to be Tom Brady's a winning quarterback, and Drew Brees has the numbers. But yeah, I don't know about the biggest because you still got a lot of young talent in this league. Um, I think it's the rare ones that would do that. For the most part, you have to be all in to make in the NFL. Yeah, I think it's just more of like man future. A lot of guys see. Look, man. One thing I've learned about players is they get around these older athletes that used to play. They look at them and they're like, he can barely move. He can barely walk. Do you think Brady leaves the Patriots after this year? Sorry to go off topic. No, man. No, that's a good question. You know, I thought Tom Brady was done after the big comeback against the Falcons. Tom Brady said he wants to play until about 50 or 45, so I don't think so. I think that if he's healthy, nothing serious happens, Tom Brady's going to play football as long as he can. He's going to defy the odds. King I think you could have won. Oh, you think Luck could have won a Super Bowl? Yeah. I just don't know if they had the talent. And I know that sounds crazy because you will. Peyton won a Super Bowl in Indianapolis. But Peyton walked into a team with, you know, I'm not going to say his name, but number 88. Y'all know number 88 is the wide receiver. Um, you know, he had Edrin James when he first got there, and then he ended up with Joseph Adai. He had Reggie Wayne. Tariq Glenn was the left tackle. Jeff Saturday was on the line. They had Dwight Freeney, Bob Sanders. But they had names on that team. Cato June. Y'all remember Cato June? That linebacker that used to play for the Colts? Yeah, they had a whole bunch of talent on that team. Yeah. This is like I said, for me, I gotta put this in my I don't know. You know what, I gotta be careful saying that. They invested in the offense for a long time, then began the defense when it yeah, I mean, when you got guys like Peyton Manning, I mean, you want to put the best tools around them. Um, you know, because I think a lot of teams looked at what happened with Dan Marino. I mean, Dan Marino, he had some nice receivers back in the day. Those triplets with Mark Duper and Clayton and all of them, and but they didn't have the star power to put him over the hump. Whereas a guy like Troy Aikman, you know, they invested heavy into that offensive line, and they gave him Michael Irvin, obviously Emmett Smith. You know, they put pieces around him offensively to make sure he was okay. I mean, look at Steve Young. He walked into a great team. Um, yeah, you got to give him pieces, man. Because even Tom Brady, like we'll say with Tom Brady, well, they don't really. I mean, but they gave him the pieces. I mean, he had Corey Dillon on his last leg, obviously. Um, you know, drafting Gronk, who everybody passed on, was amazing. You know, Gronk retiring. You know, that's crazy. We just had Gronk. I forgot about that. Gronk retired. So you know, we had a weird summer, man. This is a weird summer for football. I know the NBA is all king, and the NBA offseason took away a lot from the NFL. But man, Tom Brady is only good because of Bill Belichick. I don't know about that one, dog. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because I've argued with players, NFL players, and they think Tom Brady is the reason why that Bill Belichick's anything. And I don't know how that makes sense, but yeah. Yeah, dudes are gonna be quitting early, Cruz. I think so, bro. I think NFL players are gonna be quitting. Yeah, the junior seau thing is definitely a deal, but you gotta look, man. It's yeah, the junior seau thing may be interesting, but I think this generation that's playing now didn't really get a chance to see junior seau play, so yeah, it'd be a little more tricky with that. Yeah, Belichick's definitely great. He may be the greatest coach of all time. There ain't no maybe. He is the greatest NFL coach of all time. And I'm a Cowboy fan. I love Tom Landry, Jimmy Johnson, but yeah, Belichick's the greatest coach of all time. What's good, Hannah? Yeah, I know the Cowboys suck. Oh well. You know, I'm lucky enough to say I at least saw them win a Super Bowl. Even though I was like, how old was I when they won that Super Bowl? The last Super Bowl the Cowboys won, I was 11 years old. Yeah. Bill Parcells' coaching tree is the greatest of all time. You are right about that. I mean, obviously, he ended up, I guess, birthing the greatest coach ever. Will the Cowboys make Zeke the highest paid running back? My whole thing on that is going to be this. And I don't want to be that guy, but I'm all in for paying Zeke. I think he should get his bread. But Zeke also is one of those guys that he's had some off the field issues. And this is like I asked anybody that asked me the same question. Do you want to invest in somebody that you know that could potentially get in trouble or do things? And I'm not going to hold that against Zeke because, you know, I don't hate doing that. But yeah, I mean, he's going to get paid. Bill Walsh. Yeah, Bill Walsh is up there, man. Ooh, Bill Walsh has a lot. I think it's Mike Holmgren, all those guys. Man, that's ooh. Yeah, his coaching tree is huge. Shula as well. I mean, Don Shula had a nice one. You know, Jimmy Johnson in the '90s had a nice coaching tree. None of those guys were successful. Well, Noah Turner didn't have a bad run for a minute. I'm trying to think of Butch Davis. He coached Miami. They're going to force him to play the 3 years he has to play for them than Dez Bryant. I don't know about that because the thing with Dez was 30 years old, and I love Dez Bryant to death, but I think a lot of injuries hurt Dez. Uh, yeah, he's been the most reliable on the field without injuries. You can make the case for Dak because he ain't look. Zeke is the most. I can say the most. He's the biggest threat, but reliable. I mean, the dog he got suspended 6 games. I don't know if that's reliable in my book, but I mean, Zeke. Every summer you got to hope that he doesn't get in trouble, and I hate that because that's the thing that you know. If Jimmy Johnson wouldn't have let Jimmy, I mean, sorry, Jerry Jones wouldn't have let Jimmy. Yeah, But, they both had egos. Just that one could fire the other one. So Antonio Brown made his feet, purposely grows. And Antonio Brown's having a weird off season. Love that guy to death, man. He's one of the best in the league, but man, yeah, you're right. Baker Mayfield does get in trouble, man. But I mean, Baker just Baker's more outspoken, and that's another story, another day. Yeah, you got a point. I mean, but you know how it goes. You know what this deeper is deeper than what we know. You know what it is. Yeah, but with Zeke, man, my thing on Zeke is this: Zeke has continued to be in situations. First, that little domestic violence thing, which I don't know the truth behind that. But then you get this video with him pushing down the security guard. Then the cop. Then I don't know if you guys remember the St. Patrick's Day parade thing. It's every summer there's something. I'm gonna drink 45 cold beers to forget the news. Oh, Joe, man, you must be a Colts fan. I hate it for you, dog. Um, I have never experienced this before as a sports fan for my teams. I mean, Dallas Mavericks were never great. Dirk Nowitzki probably stayed a little too long. Um, didn't go through it with the Cowboys outside of injuries because Troy had all those concussions. He had to quit. Michael Irvin had the neck injury that made him retire, and Emmett was on the Arizona Cardinals. So, yeah, I've never experienced the retirement part. And then I'm trying to think baseball, no. Hockey, no. Never had that. So, knock on wood. That doesn't happen. Zeke has too many yes men around him. They all do. Dog, I cover, as I tell you, I cover sports. They all do. Trust me. The ego is real. And I'm not saying Zeke ain't a good guy. Zeke is definitely a good guy. I met him before. Good dude. Domestic violence was definitely a false flag. Yeah, I don't know about that domestic violence thing with Zeke, man. We never got a clarified answer on that. I cried when I saw Magic's news conference. I didn't understand it. I was a kid. That's 1991, 92. How old was I? I was about 8 years old, 8 or 9 years old at that point. I didn't know what HIV was. Yeah. I think if I was an adult like I am now and that happened, I would freak out. Yeah, I would panic. Do you cover sports for work? Yes, I do actually. So I cover the NBA. You go on my YouTube channel, you'll see all the interviews. I cover Major League Baseball. I'm on a radio show called Mo Sports Talk Radio. We got a channel as well for them. MO Sports Talk is called MO Sports Talk. We talk sports on that. That's where it all started at. Yeah, man. And I got the YouTube channel, trying to get big on that. Start my own independent thing. I'm still going to be doing a radio show. That's going to be every day, all day. But yeah, man, I'm just trying to have a YouTube channel. I'm a big sneaker guy, and I love video games. Like that's probably my biggest passion: sneakers and video games. And I wanted to bring them to the sports world in a different angle to get players not so commercial. So yeah, all the news networks comment on how many years Magic might live and how it would deteriorate. Yeah, because like, could you imagine? Let's just say now, in social media is a cruel world now. But could you imagine, like, knock on wood, a player in the NBA would say, "Hey man, I got HIV, I'm quitting." In today's world, oh man, I probably lose my mind. Especially because I have a closer relationship with a lot of NBA players, it will probably devastate me. Where am I from? I am from the DFW, Dallas, Fort Worth. I'm actually from Fort Worth, big city outside of Dallas. It's basically the same city, person, I think, but yeah, from Dallas, Texas, man, DFW, Fort Worth, Texas. I'm sorry. Appreciate that, man. What about them bar fights that Z got? Yeah, bro. See, that's what I'm saying. See, thank you. I forgot about that. He's in the club. It's a club in the West End called Church. They call it Church. And I heard stories about him beating up the DJ. Thanks for the subscribe, Ken. I appreciate that. BB King, you're a Mavs fan. Yes, diehard Mavs fan. I cried. So I'm gonna tell you all my Mavs story real quick. Now we'll get back to Andrew Luck. So yeah, So my Mavs story is this. So obviously, as a kid, the Mavs sucked. They sucked. Well, I won't say as a kid because I grew up in the '80s, so mid '80s. So I got a chance to see Rolando Blackman and those guys, and they went to the Western Conference Finals. People forgot about that. Very good Mavericks team in the late '80s. They were in the Western Conference Finals, and they took the Lakers to Game 7. That was with Kareem and Magic and all those guys. Roy Tarpley, yeah, names, man. Um, I suffered through in the '90s, of course. The three J's, Kid, Mashburn, and Jim Jackson. Yeah, that was a rough time. And I was really pissed. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's on the record. I've made this story before, and I've said this before. I was highly pissed when they drafted Dirk Nowitzki. Because nobody knew. None of us knew. Anybody in the chat can say, oh, well, I knew. No, you didn't. Because I remember when they drafted. So, true story, y'all know the Mavericks drafted Robert Tractor Trailer. Rest in peace to Robert Tractor Trailer. And they traded him. I wanted the Mavs to draft Vince Carter that year. It was either Vince Carter, Antoine James, or Paul Pierce. They got Dirk Nowitzki, and I was livid. And what made it even worse, they had Steve Nash, who was a nobody. I thought they were. I was like, what the hell is this, man? I cried. I was in high school when that happened. I cried. I remember. I was terrified about that. And yeah, the rest is history. Dirk Nowitzki is probably one of the 15 best players, 10 of the best players ever played basketball. He's already one of the 3 best power forwards ever. So yeah, man, that was a. How long? So how long did you not like Dirk? It took me 2 years to really buy into Dirk. That first year was rough. That first year was rough. That first year, because you got to remember, Vince Carter came into the league lights out, so it pissed me off even more that he came into the league lights out. But I think I started liking Dirk around 2001 because he kind of got into his own form, and we wasn't used to that stretch four being a big thing yet. And I remember him going toe to toe. I think what got me to be a Dirk stan was probably the playoff series versus Minnesota. He gave Kevin Garnett business. I mean, he destroyed Kevin Garnett in that series. If you want to go back and look at a series, go watch that playoff series. And then from there, man, Dirk Nowitzki, man, he's one of my favorite players of all time. And not only that, he's a great guy. And you know what's crazy? Being a kid, or not a kid, being a teenager, being a Mavs fan, I never would have thought in my wildest mind I'll be covering the Mavericks. Not only covering the Mavericks, interview Dirk. I've interviewed Dirk Nowitzki before about sneakers. His favorite sneakers are Jordan 13. And then the crazy part about the whole Dirk thing was this. His final game was last year at home versus, well, it wasn't. The final game was in San Antonio, but his final home game, I was at the home game, obviously. And I asked him a question. And I just thanked him for what he did for our city. And it just brought back a lot of memories. So, yeah, man. I feel bad for the Colts, even though I'm a Philly fan. I genuinely feel bad. Man, that's huge from a Philadelphia Eagles fan because I'm still mad at you Eagles fans about what y'all clapped and cheered when Michael Irvin basically was paralyzed. But yeah, that's devastating, man. Knock on wood, that doesn't happen to you guys with Carson Wentz or any team that has a young franchise quarterback and he quits. I mean, for the person, it was terrible. Try being a Bobcats fan, now Hornets fan. Well, yeah, that's tough. I don't know if there's anything worse than that. I feel good for Luck, smart man. Yeah, I do too. I mean, at the end of the day, like, maybe I would feel different if I was a Colts fan, but I understand the nature. But yeah, man, this is wild, man. I don't know, man. Like, man, and I'm watching his news conference right now. He's very emotional. Very emotional. What do you think about Dwight Howard going to LA? I think it's gonna be great, man. I think it's a redemption thing. Look, if you'd have told anybody in 2010 Dwight Howard and LeBron James would be on the same team, you would freak out. Now, obviously, Dwight Howard's nowhere near. But look, Dwight Howard in the minimum games he played, which was 8 games last year, he gave a team 12-9. Their starting centers in the NBA, they can't even do half of that. So I think it's a redemption. It's a wake up call. Humble pie, as they say. Um, I think if he can adjust, man, this could be a sneaky move. Um, we just got to see if he's going to be mature enough. I think playing with LeBron may make a difference. What about the prospect that Luck will play in the XFL under his father, Commissioner Oliver Luck? You, you know what, man? Somebody earlier mentioned that. I just wonder if that were to happen. I don't know if it would happen this year, because if that happens this year, or not this year, I'm sorry, but when the league starts up, the XFL, there could be some kind of like collective bargaining thing or like some kind of issue with the NFL and the XFL. And look, man, can he even make that much money? I only think he can make half of the money he can make in the XFL he's making in the NFL. Let's see. MJ, best player all time, worst owner. What do you think about LeBron's kids? Oh man, I think that Bronny is gonna be good. I think look, man, when LeBron James your dad, LeBron's involved in everything, and LeBron's a very high IQ basketball player, and I think Bronny has a chance to be something special as well. Time will tell. He got a lot of expectations, and it makes it worse. He has the same name as his dad, so I think that he has a chance. He's already 6'2", and he's only 14, and he's gonna get bigger and get stronger, man. Then they're gonna be good out there at Sierra Canyon or whatever it's called in California. Braun would get D12 so many years. Yeah, man. Yes, that's what I'm saying, Dollar. Man, Dwight gives a team last year 12-10. Well, LeBron James, he can do the same thing. And I don't know if he's going to be starting. He may come off the bench, but man, this could help Dwight Howard. He got a long way to go. Yeah, you're right. Bronny does have a long way to go. Um, we'll see. I would hate to be LeBron's son. Well, I say that in saying that I would not want to play basketball if I was LeBron's son. But I would love to be LeBron's son to get all the shoes you want in the world, get all his shoes, get all the special stuff. What's the stories that you have heard about Dwight Howard messing up the locker room? Uh, okay, so I've been covering the NBA since 2009. I've never really heard too many players say anything bad about Dwight Howard. I've heard the immaturity part. He's a little goofy. And I can contest to that because I've interviewed the guy before. He is a little goofy. He's a jokester. Um, I just don't think that. I find it weird. Dwight Howard was such a nice guy when he first came in the league, and like he changed instantly. But I never really heard bad story. I just heard that he's very immature from like adult standpoint. Like you need to act a little more mature. But when it came to locker room, I never heard guys that hated him because he was always like a good locker room guy. He just wasn't mature, like that leader that you want. What do you think about Zion's chances of succeeding in small market New Orleans? I think it's going to be good, man. They got the talent. They got a lot of young guys on that team. Alvin Gentry is I know he's not really known as a great basketball coach, but he's a good mind. He's a good mentor. He can help him out. Hopefully, New Orleans lets him stay around a little bit to help Zion's maturation. Look, LeBron came in a small market. So I don't know if the market will play a factor in that, but unlike LeBron, Zion's playing on the team with some talent. LeBron walked into the league. We know who that roster was. So, yeah. He came into the league as a religious man with a military father. Yeah, they all do, bro. And the NBA life is different. You get around a few women and stuff, and it's crazy. Yep, man. So yeah, this Andrew Luck thing is crazy. But yeah, I appreciate everybody definitely subscribing to the channel, man. And with me. Who is your favorite? Who, Super Bowl favorite? Okay. Ooh, New England is gonna Super Bowl. Look, man, I've never been against New England Patriots. Probably the safest vote ever. I got the Patriots and NFC. I could be a homer and say the Cowboys, but I'm not gonna do that because I know something bad has to happen. Um, NFC. I think the Saints, man. Saints are dangerous. Maybe it's a redemption for them. So Saints Patriots, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Colts will take the season. They will get top 1 or 2 pick and go on quarterback again. Yeah. I mean, why not? Appreciate that question. Appreciate that comment, David. Yeah, man. Yeah, because you got Tua coming out, obviously. I know Trevor Lawrence is another year away, but boy, that would be the ideal timing. Trevor Lawrence is the real deal. If y'all ain't never seen Trevor Lawrence play, cleanse him. Y'all should watch him. I believe the NFL is attempting to capitalize on the NFL core audience. If Luck moved to the NFL, it would, in my opinion, generate the media buzz. Okay, so my thing is this: if it's about injuries, well, Jay, that's a good point actually. But I wonder would he want to do that for his body? Because you go to XFL, you gonna get killed. You know what I mean? I don't know. Obviously, players may not be as polished as the NFL guys, but maybe there's some stake of ownership in there for him. So who knows? Green Bay, Denver, Super Bowl. Denver? Man, I don't know about that one, dog. Denver? Nah, nah. Well, you know their quarterback is. Future, I'm sorry. I know this is old news, but still off topic. But what do you think about Kawhi's load management, G surgery effect, success of Clippers? Uh, it's gonna be a little different being in the West, but players around the league I've talked to, they think that they'll be fine. They're gonna be one of the best defensive basketball teams from a perimeter point. You imagine being a point guard. You got Patrick Beverly in front of you, and then all of a sudden you PG on one side and Kawhi. You're talking about arguably the best. I don't want to say arguably. They will be the best defensive backcourt or just front court in basketball. Trevor retires early too. The average size play a long time. Yeah, we'll see. Trevor's different though, bro. That boy's like a robot quarterback. He's built different. This is the best team Flacco has ever been on. Nah, man, come on. Well, are you saying offensively, or you saying like the team? Because you on that Baltimore team, man. Rick Lewis, Ed Reed, and defense. Now the offense wasn't that great, but yeah, I'll give you the offensive side. I mean, Manuel Sanders, Philip Lindsay. Yeah, I like Jake Butt, the tight end. No, I don't know about the best team. I don't know about them, man. I might do some. Nah, bro. Ooh, you got me thinking now. I mean, Denver do got Von Miller, Chris Harris, but nah, man. I mean, that was a tough 49ers team they beat. Name one running back a wide receiver. Dog, didn't that? Wasn't that time Dennis Pitta? You may have a point there. But that team was built for defense. Ray Rice, Steve Smith. Steve Smith was on the Super Bowl team. I know he went on Super Bowl. Ray Rice was, I believe. Damn. Speaking of Ray Rice, damn. Let's talk about that one. And Steve Smith, definitely a Hall of Famer. Off topic on that. Steve Smith's a Hall of Famer. Yeah. He gave a lot to Carolina for all those years. I wish he would have got a Super Bowl with it. Crabtree not bad in my opinion. No, Crabtree was good. Just we take a moment with Richard Sherman, right? I just mean name and laugh like Torrey Smith, I guess. I'm a Colts fan. I'm not a Colts fan, but I hate it for the Colts. Um, I like Frank Reich. I love their head coach. Frank is the real deal. He's the reason I personally think outside of, Doug Peterson gets love, but the Eagles won that Super Bowl because Frank Reich is definitely a great coach. I don't know what they're gonna do, man. I mean, everybody seems to think that Jacoby Brissett can do a little bit, but this ain't the Patriots. I don't know, man. How do you feel about the Bears in 2019? I like that team. I like the defense. I like Jackson, of course. And who doesn't like Khalil Mack? Fuller. Um, I want to see what Trubisky this year. This is the second year for him being on the map a bit. And I mean, you got Allen Robinson. You got Owen. You got some talent over there. The division is winnable. I'll say that. And I don't think Green Bay is all that. I definitely don't think Detroit is anything to be about. So I think there's a chance. Minnesota, whew, see, Kirk Cousins is everyone. So yeah, got the talent, but man, Kirk Cousins is losing for him. Panthers did Smith dirty at the end. Wish he had stayed with us. Yeah, but they had to let his wings grow. So yeah, he's good. Just to say, Flacco's been to the playoffs tons with never an offense. Won't surprise me if we go Vic Fangio's best defense since Wakefield. So I'm excited. You got a point, but you think Flacco's any good still? Nathan, shout out Nathan in the comments. Another one. You're like the fourth person that seems to think this, that Andrew Luck is going to be a Patriot. I'm telling you right now, if he becomes a Patriot, some Colts fan is going to show up and try to assassinate Belichick. Like, dude, that's cheating. I'm sorry. I ain't even a Colts fan, and I don't hate the Patriots, but come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Like, really? And it makes so much sense. Like, why not? Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of weird things with that because I don't know how that would work. Yeah, the contract thing in the NFL is a little different with the collective bargaining. They have their set up, but yeah, I don't know about that because even then, like the Colts probably could end up with Tua if they tank, or maybe wait till the next year and get Trevor Lawrence. So I don't know if it will be they will want Andrew Luck still. I know you are dope, but do you have a PS4? I do have a PS4. I have a PS4. Well, right now I'm actually me and my wife are about to move, so I got it. I got my Xbox still plugged in, but I got a PS4. Got a PS4, and I got an Xbox One. I got the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X. So yeah, I got both. My username, same thing, Chendo. So Sehendo. You can add me on both of them. Just let me know that you was in the chat, and I'll add you back. Mahomes should retire next. Man, why would Pat Mahomes retire? Come on, man. Pat Mahomes, man, if he retires, then man, he retires. That'd be the craziest story. Like, why would he retire? Y'all on this conspiracy theory about this code. First, okay, you got me with the code. You kind of got me with the XFL thing. I never thought about that angle, but I can't imagine him doing that because he's contradicting everything about being healthy and safe, having safety for his body. Because the XFL rules a little more out there, but Why would some dummy say Pat should retire? I won't call him a dummy, but he probably joking. Laughing out loud. It's a conspiracy, but it's the Patriot way. You right, and that's what makes it even more ironic that it could happen. If he comes back and plays for the Patriots, dude, I'm telling you, man, somebody's getting investigated. I probably would cry. As an NFL fan, I would cry. Like, how lucky do you get? You walk from Tom Brady. You never really drafted another quarterback per se that you thought. I mean, Ryan Mallett wasn't anything, and Garoppolo, you let him go, and you just got Andrew Luck. Yeah, I think so too, Cruz. I think they walk away together. Even though I've heard these stories throughout the year that they don't like each other apparently, but I doubt that's true. Nah, man, they can't do that. I'm thinking about that now. I'm gonna have to sleep on that one, man. Andrew Luck ain't that, man. Yo, Luck coming out of retirement might happen. He's only 29, still can run, and that arm, oh my gosh. Yeah, but 29 is old for the NFL, bro. He's at he that shoulder injury was crazy, and now it's just the ankle. But if he did come back, why not the Patriots? Me as a Bronco fan, I need Brady to retire. Bill to retire, then Denver wins. I think y'all got more fish to fry, bro. You got to worry about that Pat Mahomes over there. And look, I don't trust Andy Reid, but yeah. Colts fans are trash for booing Andrew Luck. I bet Colts fans would prefer Andrew Luck with an opioid addiction. Yeah, but that's fans for you, man. I've been in arenas. I cover sports. I've been in arenas before where players get booed at for no reason. So it's fans. We're fans. So we got emotions. Elway got to find a quarterback. He can't find one. Yeah, it's so weird how John Elway is probably one of the greatest quarterbacks ever and can't find a quarterback to save his life. I mean, you got Peyton on his last will, but you kind of had to establish defense. You're right. That's my point. Mahomes is great, but Andy Reid is Andy Reid. Yeah, that is a match made in heaven. Kareem Hunt and not Kareem Hunt, I'm sorry. Tyreek Hill and Mahomes. And that Travis Kelce may be the best tight end in football. I know Zach Ertz is right there, but Travis Kelce, he's something else, man. He's something else. Now that Gronk's retired, so which, by the way, that happened this summer too. Gronk retired. Hey, man, wouldn't this be crazy if Antonio Brown just finally said, "I'm gonna retire"? Like, dude, that would be, man. NFL is really gonna start off that way. But I can't imagine being a Colts fan right now. Ooh, pray for you guys, man. That's a tough one. Can't think of another retirement that happened. Antonio Brown needs to make some money. Yeah, I don't look at his money, but I've heard stories. Gurley retired because of arthritis. Yeah. See, and that's the reason why the Cowboys ain't trying to play Zeke. Because, bro, as soon as they play Zeke, something could happen. Who would have thought we would be seeing Brady out? You right, Nathan. I asked that question earlier. I did another video. I was like, man, if you'd have told me 3 years ago, right, when RG3 was on his decline and Brady was at the end, that they would still be in the league and Andrew Luck wouldn't, laughed at you. Yeah, Russell's young. Big Ben, maybe. Yeah, Marshawn Lynch is a little different because he already retired. He came back. Yeah, Julius Peppers played for a long time, so he needed to retire. He was up there. I'm trying to think who else is. That's pretty much it. Everybody else is. I mean, Young. There's a reason why so many players are getting suspended for PEDs. There's a correlation. Man, I got a whole different take on steroids and PEDs. I feel like if it helps their bodies, I, we'll talk about that another day. I got something for that. RG3 grouped with luck. Oh my gosh, never thought of that. Pretty sad. Yeah, I mean, RG3 went from being like the next big thing to like, damn, and he's still in the league. And Andrew Luck is not in the league anymore. Never would have thought that. Never would have thought that. I'm trying. Yeah, this is definitely shocking. I appreciate the subscribe, man. Appreciate the yeah, shout out. Appreciate that as well. For, yeah, to or from, you right. Georgia guy, right? Yeah, and Bama. But man, I'm telling you, I'll wait a year. Because that Trevor Lawrence from Clemson, I keep saying it. I'm telling y'all, that boy's the real deal. But Tua may be the best option for them right now. I mean, I don't know who's a free agent unless case you could trade for Dak. Cowboys don't want to pay him. I agree they get beat up. PEDs help. Let them sing with marijuana. How do you feel about the weed situation? Um, I think they should be able to smoke it. If it's legal in the United States in certain areas, why can't you not smoke weed? I just think that's ass backwards. So if you live in California, right? Say if you play for the Rams, everybody else can smoke weed because you got a job that won't let you do it. And look, talking to former NFL players, Tony Dorsett, a lot of those guys, I think they all smoke weed and it helps them out. Cal Turley, the former offensive lineman, quit because of that. And he smokes weed. David Irving. I'm a Cowboy fan. It hits home here. David Irving. He smokes weed. I find it weird that you can't, you know, guys do stupid shit all the time. Like, Big Ben, he stayed in trouble for dumb things. Nothing happens. And they suspend guys over weed. How do you feel about the Chung situation? I mean, the cocaine situation. Whew, man. I hope he gets out of that, but I don't know. Josh Gordon. Yeah, Josh Gordon, bro. Josh is an amazing talent. The only reason why he can't play because he wants to smoke weed. I don't get it. Michael Irvin quit just for Michael Irvin quit because he got his neck broke by those stupid Eagles. Michael Irvin was an amazing talent. Yeah. The way Michael Irvin acts these days, everybody thinks he still does. Did y'all see that Miami video with Michael Irvin? Yeah, the cocaine thing is going to be tough for Chung, man. And what a bad time right before the season starts. I wonder how many games he's going to get suspended. They gave Zeke 6-game suspension off for, accusation. Yeah, Michael Irvin had a tough, year. Because they thought he had, something wrong with his throat, what they were considering cancer. He did a lot of tests and research, and I'm glad he doesn't have that. So, big shout out to Michael Irvin. They got ways to find out Chung had it. Saints Bears, how do you about that matchup? I like the Bears defense versus the Saints. I just don't think Trubisky can, if they get into a scoring. I mean, you got Allen Robinson. I like the young tight end they got, and they Trey having a brain freeze right now. The tight end, and I also like Cohen, but yeah, Drew Brees, man, is a different animal. You got Alvin Kamara, and you got Michael Thomas coming off the big contract year. Yeah, so I got the Saints winning that one. Saints got a pretty good defense too. Got some names over there. Passover Eagles Super Bowl prediction. That's not a bad one. I like Mack and Floyd rushing the passer. Yeah. I like Jackson too at safety. They got a nice team over there. Yeah, Trey Burton. There you go. I knew his first name was Trey. Trey is going to be pretty good this year. Colts wasted Luck's talents by not pairing him with a elite defense or line. That's what usually happens, dog. Like I was telling everybody earlier, not everybody's like Dak, because Dak Prescott walked into a great situation. Nate Newton, shout out to Nate Newton, man. He did play for the Panthers after the Cowboys. I remember that. He's lost a lot of weight. O line killed Luck, yeah. Bad drafting until recently. I noticed all time. Well, you're gonna go see it too. Woo! I'm trying to get my wife to go see it, man. It's weird. She'll go see the stupidest, scary movies, but when it comes to it, it's like a phobia. So I want to go see it though. Definitely. I think I just saw what did I see last week? I saw Good Boys. That's a funny movie. Good Boys is good. Franchise Ursay, GM's killed look. Yeah, Ursay, you want to talk about a wild boy? He's a wild boy. Josh Gordon addiction is a disease. It should be diagnosed as mental. I don't know if I would do that for weed. Weed doesn't kill anybody, right? Technically, you know. Yeah, but unlike, you know what? Peyton had better talent. He walked in, I mean, think about this. Peyton Manning walked in the league, he had Marshall Faulk. They lost Marshall Faulk, he gets Edgerrin James. Lose Edgerrin James, he gets Joseph Adai. And that's not even mentioning receivers. He had Dallas, he had, number 88. I won't say his name. He had Reggie Wayne, Dallas Clark, tight end, Eddie Gonzalez. You remember all those players they had on those Colts teams? He had some talent on those teams. And then defensively, I mean, they waited late, but he ended up getting Dwight Freeney, Bob Sanders. Had some good players. It's tough, man. I agree with you, but why should he have to lay out the weed? I don't get they can take the opioids to help with the injuries and stuff like that. Yeah, you're right, Cruz. I've never heard anybody doing weed. Better brains in NFL football. Better brains in football IQ. Yeah. Remember when the coach told the world that they were drafting Luck number one overall, but 2 months later, 2 months before the draft, never seen that before or after? Yeah. Yeah. Why don't you say 88's name? All right. So the reason why I would not mention number 88 for the Colts, the former receiver, just Google his name in barbershop. He is a well-respected owner of a barbershop. That's all I'm going to say. Just Google it. I'm not saying his name. Never. You'll know why I won't say his name. Yeah, you go. You can type it. I'm not saying it. Man, I want Devin Hester to be in the Hall of Fame for his kick return ability. Yeah, I think he should be in there. Dante Hall, you know. I mean, they were electrifying. I think Devin Hester had like the most points on that team that year they went to the Super Bowl. Like that Bears team couldn't even score. They had Rex Grossman as a quarterback. Like Devin Hester was guaranteed a touchdown. But definitely go look at that story. Yeah, it's a couple of quarterbacks. You got, yeah, Tua, Oregon kid, from. We'll see. I'm telling you, man, Trevor Lawrence is like the easy one. But I think he's not eligible to next year. So, yeah, maybe they'll go after Ryan Fitzpatrick this summer. Because I think Ryan signed a 1 year deal with the Dolphins. Maybe two. I'm not for sure. Just tank 2 years and get your stuff together. But I appreciate everybody tuning in, man, for sure. Yeah, B. Bear, former Saints great. That was just, it's crazy, man. We're starting to see sons and grandsons come in. This is getting weird. Oh man, Najee Harris, man, dude, you brought back with that one. That man, y'all remember Cadillac Williams? That was a wow. He had that devastating knee injury too. Who is better, Aaron Donald or Khalil Mack? Who? Aaron Donald's probably the more unique one because he plays that inside, and it's very tough to get sacks from that, but he does it amazingly. I got him even. I can't put one of you because when Khalil Mack is healthy, he's unreal. I say this on Madden, I hate playing against both of them. Yeah, Cruz, I'm not going to answer that, but that's a part of the story. And that's why I don't say his name. Yeah, Von Miller's definitely up there. I'm tell you what, bro, or Bradley Chubb, I'm sorry, Bradley Chubb. Let me get the Chubbs right. Bradley. That other guy that plays on the other end on the Broncos is going to be really good this year. And if Myles Garrett can get his mind right, he'll be amazing. Yeah, I like the Chubb guy. He's dangerous. And if Myles Garrett can get right, he's amazing. I mean, there's a lot of great defensive ends in the league, man. Like, you know, a lot of defensive linemen that are good. You know, Fletcher Cox is amazing for the Eagles. DeMarcus Lawrence for the Cowboys, definitely really good. Um, I like Floyd over there with that plays along with Khalil Mack over there at Chicago. It's a lot of them. But yeah, man, like I said, definitely gonna be some crazy ones. Oh yeah, you talking about yeah, Mr. Hunter. Yeah, over there for the Vikings, defensive end. Very good. Very good. The Vikings have like a lot of good defensive players. I like Rhodes, Harrison Smith, of course. You got linebacker Barr, and they got probably the best wide receiver duo in the league with Thielen and Diggs. But you know what their problem is? The quarterback. Yeah, quarterback position is weird, man. You either hit or miss on quarterback. Like, imagine if the Vikings had Pat Mahomes. Let's just say that. They be the greatest team probably in the league by far. But they got Kirk Cousins who can lose a game for you. Patriots have the easiest schedule. Yeah, playing the Jets twice a year, Buffalo Bills, Jets, Buffalo Bills, and who's the other team? Jets, Buffalo Bills, and the damn, who's the other team? Brain freeze. Help me out. It's Jets, Buffalo Bills, Patriots, and Dolphins. Yeah, Dolphins. Terrible, terrible division. Like they're guaranteed to win at least 10 games every year in that division. You think D-Law deserved 105 mil? Uh, he deserves it because of what his impact on the team. I'm a little worried that the fact that he's coming back injured, he ain't even practiced none. But they say he'll be ready week 1. But yeah, I think he deserves it. You put pass rushers. That's a premium position. That's if you assume Pat Mahomes hasn't been coaching in KC and it was all there already. Yeah, you got a point there. Andy Reid, although I have my disbeliefs in his overall coaching, he is an amazing quarterback whisperer. People are sleeping on Cortland Sutton and Emmanuel Sanders. You know what's crazy? I covered both of those guys at SMU, Southern Methodist University out in Dallas. Kaepernick. Yeah, man. Why not? If he wants to play, yeah. I do like the Freeman. I like Phil Lindsay too. I like Jake Button. I like Noah Fant. I like your dog. Hey man, I like your Broncos team, but your quarterback situation is a little shaky. You got to convince me Flacco's ain't good anymore. Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley, love them. I like Sanu. Sanu is definitely up there. I like their trio. They may have one of the best trios in the league. But let me ask you a question: would you take Diggs and Thielen, or would you take Ridley and Julio? Tell you, man, that Thielen is a bad boy. That's a bad boy. Thielen's a bad boy. I'm telling y'all, Thielen is a bad boy. Him and that Diggs, man, that's a nice duo. Oh yeah, you take Julio. Julio's a different animal. But after that, them two receivers for the Vikings come next when you picking between those four. I tell you what, man, another sneaky good team will be the Seahawks. I like the Tyler Lockett. DK Metcalf may surprise some people. Yeah, you're right. You're right, King. He does not score touchdowns. Could you imagine if he scores touchdowns, what his fantasy numbers would look like? Okay, you got a point there. 30 years old. You're right. So who's the best receiver in football then? If that should that even be a question? I think if I had to pick the best receiver in football, I mean Julio, AB, well DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, he probably got the best case. Odell is amazing. Antonio Brown when he's not a diva, I agree. That dude can play, man. But Odell, I think Odell's amazing. Hopkins is too, man. It's tough. Receiver thing is deep, man. I'll tell you, man, one of my favorites is definitely Keenan Allen, Michael Thomas. There you go, Cruz. Yeah. Amari Cooper for the Cowboys. When Amari Cooper is in his right mind, he was amazing last year. Those last 8 games here, he was probably the best receiver in football. If you look at his numbers, he had a couple 200-yard games. Dak was different. How do you feel about the Lions? We'll see. Look, man, that may be the team that trades for a quarterback, Matt Stafford. He's on his final wheel. I mean, I like the young receiver they got over there with Marvin Jones and everything. Darius Slay is one of the best corners in football, we know. But Detroit, man, they just don't get right. You know, all those years they drafted, all those wide receivers never thought about a running back. I mean, they went through Riddick and all them guys, but they never just thought about, hey, man, we should get him a running back or something. Yeah, Kevin Galladay. There you go. Galladay's a good receiver. Very dangerous. And you know what? No. Forget Detroit. I'm going to tell you why I'm going to say forget Detroit. How the hell does, what's the tight end's name? Eric Ebron. He leaves there and all of a sudden becomes like a instant end zone target. Really? Don't worry about that. Keenan's first 4 years were injury ridden. Yeah, Keenan has a bad luck of injuries. But when he's healthy, he's amazing. I'm trying to think receivers around the league. Oh, Mike Evans. Mike Evans for Tampa Bay is definitely good. Um, Juju. What y'all think about Juju Smith? Schuster. Trying to think of some more receivers. But yeah, it's a lot of receivers out there that are pretty good. I think DJ Moore is going to be he's going to be better this year. Yeah, don't even talk about bad coordinators. We Cowboys had one of those coordinators, Scott Linehan. Terrible. Is Chuck Pagano? Yeah, I'm thinking of court position. I think so. Juju dope as hell. Yeah, man, Juju he can ball. Saquon Barker might well be called a receiver too. He catches it well. Yeah, him and Kamara, man, they catch like receivers, bro. Both amazing. I'm trying to think. Who else? Oh yeah, Chris Godwin, definitely sleeper receiver this year. Chris Godwin for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Y'all sleep on the Eagles receivers. I like Alshon Jeffrey. Can he stay healthy? We'll see. He has some costly drops when it counts, but he's amazing. I like Aguilar. They do got Deshaun Jackson back. We'll see how it works, but none of this matters if your quarterback can't stay healthy. Because Carson Wentz has to stay healthy. And I think Carson Wentz is amazing, but he gets hurt, you're definitely in trouble. Let's go around. Ain't no Nick Foles there. C-Mac too. C-Mac. Oh yeah, Christian McCaffrey. Yeah, Christian McCaffrey. Yeah, Chris McCaffrey. That's a dog there, man. Boy's good. Oh, Devontae Adams. Forgot about Devontae Adams. He's amazing. Yeah, Devontae Adams is real good. I'm trying to think, there's some more receivers around the league. Why we stay sleeping on Keenan Allen? I don't sleep on Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen's got to stay healthy. I think he's probably one of the best route runners in the league. AJ Green, bro, he's out for 6 weeks already. AJ's amazing. Tyler Boyd, definitely like the kid. Amari Cooper, Brandon Cooks. Cooks, he got speed. Cooper Cup is definitely good. Devontae Adams, T.Y. Hilton is definitely a great wide receiver. Doesn't get a lot of. I did mention Lockett earlier. AJ Green next to retire. You may be right about that, dog. Oh, no, I don't think he's gonna retire. But injuries are hurting him. He's had quite a bit of them. Hey, y'all naming all these wide receivers while we up here playing. Ain't nobody mentioned Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald's the man still. His final year, right? I know Arizona ain't going to the Super Bowl, but man, I wish he could have got him one. Julia Edelman. Okay, so check this out. Speaking of that, David, you're a Broncos fan, David. So I did interview Chris Harris Jr. Definitely go check it out. It's on my channel. Be sure to subscribe. I asked him who was the toughest receiver who he guards. He named quite a few, but you know the name he kept mentioning? Julian Edelman. Do you think Dez can help out any teams? And what team would it be? Man, I'm gonna tell you this. Dez Bryant is one of my good friends. Dez Bryant, we have a off the field relationship. I think Dez could be good for many teams, but I just think that right now Dez is in a different place in his life where he don't want to play football. But yeah, he could definitely help out some teams. He's still an end zone target. I don't know his health. He is a little bit. He's up there at 30 now, so we'll see. Joe Anderson, I'm pissed, man. Hey, man, you must be a Colts fan if you don't mind me asking, but yeah. Which first round bust do you think will be better this year? Who do you have for your first round bust from last year? Jarvis Landry, Robert Woods. I like Jarvis. Jarvis is like the ultimate 5 yard catch guy. He just don't get any yard for the catch like that. He's good. Him and Odell are better. Man, that's dangerous. And Callaway, I like that. I like that trio in Cleveland. There goes my coach season. Yeah. I mean, in this case, everybody seems to think Jacoby Brissett's gonna do anything, but nah, man, that's it. Colts, man, that's it. But hey, you guys still got some young pieces over there. Fournette, good or bad? He's good. He's bad for Jacksonville. Jacksonville's gonna run him into the dirt. They need to put some talent on there. Kevin White. Oh man, that's crazy about Kevin White. He just got cut again. Man, Kevin White has never. He doesn't have an NFL touchdown. That dude was so amazing in college. Players were telling me how great he was. He ain't done anything in the NFL, man. I hate it for him. He's lazy. Yeah, he probably has bad luck. I don't know about the lazy, but he does have bad luck. Fournette would be great for the Saints. Yeah, he would. Anybody would that's a running back. With Sean Payton. But yeah, Fournette is literally the only. I think they got Marquise Lee and a couple other guys, but he's literally the only threat on the Jacksonville offense. And teams just load the box. But yeah, trying to think who else. There's a couple other guys out there. Trying to think. Nobody's mentioning any Tennessee players. Y'all like Davis from Tennessee? Derrick Henry's gonna finally be the guy. Trying to think any other teams across the league. I don't think of none. I wonder should the coach trade T.Y. Hilton now? I mean, what are they playing for? That'd be an interesting one. Thoughts on Colin Murray? I like Colin Murray. He's a dog. He's gonna be okay. He has a nice running back in David Johnson. They can. Larry Fitzgerald's gonna probably retire obviously after this season. They can get some talent around him. I think he'll be fine. Time will tell. I'm not worried about his height or size. That means nothing to me. He'll be fine. He has amazing talent. He just needs help. Tennessee has quarterback depth. They do have quarterback depth, but I mean, we're questioning Mariota right now. Maybe the coach can trade for Mariota. I doubt Tennessee's going to trade in their division, but NFL Offensive and Defensive Rookie of the Year. Ooh. Offense. I like the Jacobs kid for the Oakland Raiders. They like him a lot over there. But I think Kyler Murray has a chance. Quarterbacks will always have a better chance. Defense, yeah, I don't know about defense. Because it can go so many different ways. A pass rusher, a linebacker, typically is targeted. Jamal Adams. Yeah, that kid can ball. Yeah, Jamal Adams is the real deal. He's one of the best. Already one of the best safeties in football. Kid plays hard. You can't coach them. Yeah, Kevin White is done, bro. You want to talk about somebody who never had an NFL career, unfortunately, due to injury. That dude had the worst luck ever. Trying to think who else. But yeah, y'all, man, this is crazy, man. It's crazy news. So this is tough, but definitely I'll try to do more lives. I'm gonna get some NBA players in here one day with me and some NFLs doing the scene. We're gonna get some players in here and we're gonna have some fun, man. We're gonna get some people here. Definitely, if you guys can, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel and like all the videos, and I'll keep y'all posted on stuff that goes on. NBA is coming soon, so I'm definitely gonna be ready for that, and I definitely want y'all to be able to interact with players. So yeah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and bounce out. We already at an hour and 13 minutes of video, and I appreciate y'all, man. Line from the Godfather. We're gonna end with this one. This is the business we have chosen to be in. Andrew Luck. He's right. Yeah, King, I appreciate you, man. David, I appreciate you. Derwin James is out, Rico. He is out 6 weeks. He is not going to be playing football for a minute. He broke his foot or whatever. But I appreciate all you guys for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm dropping a video Monday. I got Mike Minor. So if you're a baseball fan, Mike Minor, Texas Rangers pitcher, I got him. I got a couple of videos I got to drop. So you guys will be seeing it. So I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe and like all the videos. And if you're on Xbox or PlayStation, add your boy C Hendo. That's my name on there as well. SEEHENDO. If you're on Instagram and Twitter, follow me. Let me know that you was in the chat. If I don't follow you back, because I never check. So I'll follow all you guys back as well. All right, cool. I got you though. What's your college Final Four for this year? All right, real quick. Clemson, Bama. Damn. Look, man, Michigan better be in the Final Four, as Harbaugh may get fired. I don't think they're going to make it. So don't worry about them either. I'm going to go Alabama, Clemson. I'm mad to go Michigan, bro. I don't trust Ohio State. And don't have a 14. I'm gonna go with Texas. I'm gonna be a homer. I'm gonna say Texas. They don't stand a chance. Well, why not, bro? You met everybody. They say that. I know a lot of people. I'll say that. I'm lucky. I know a lot of guys. I know a lot of famous people. If you go through my videos and you go on my Instagram and Twitter, you'll see who follows me. Know everybody, so I gotta watch what I say sometimes because they be watching. Yeah, I know. I gotta have a Big Ten. Maybe Oklahoma, but they don't even know who their quarterback is right now. Oregon Ducks, nah, bro. Oregon got all the nice uniforms and shoes, but they ain't gonna. Nah, no. I do the quarterback though. That's Bobby Abraham's son's quarter. He's quarterback there, right? It's all right, Joe. You gonna be all right, bro. Joe, you've been through this before. If you're a Colts fan, you get over it. You'll find you another one. Don't worry. But I appreciate y'all, man. So yeah, definitely hit me up on social media. I'll be on there. I'll probably be in a couple of the other chats with a couple of other heads. Did you hear about the NFL game season? Nah, they not doing 18 games. They won't let that happen. All those records are going to get broken. Nope. Nope. Don't sleep on Oregon. All right. Don't sleep on Rico. I'll make a deal with you, Rico. If Oregon makes it to the Final Four, and this is on record, you follow me on Instagram and Twitter, you see my name, C Hendo. It's all the same. If Oregon makes it to the Final Four, I will make way to have an NBA player of a name, popular name, give you a shout out. That's a deal. Not only did the Colts move, not only the Colts, yeah, Colts just got bad luck, man. That's all it is. But imagine this. Imagine going through a 20-year span of Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck. I would die for that. I mean, we had Tony Romo. Tony Romo was great. Dak's okay. Dak's actually pretty good, actually. I don't know why I'm saying that. But come on, man. Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck ain't bad either, right? So I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm going to go ahead and bounce out. I appreciate you guys. And hit me up I'm going to get on the Xbox, man. I'm going to probably play some GTA or something. I got to hook up the PlayStation. But y'all hit me up, man. Appreciate you.